Am I hearing my headphones just aren't as loud right now? I think I just got to turn them up.
You did turn them up?
No, I didn't.
You
Producer,
need to.
can you go over to mix bus number 3 and turn it up? Just the whole thing.
Just a
Bump it up. Yeah, that's better. Just a little bit more. Yeah, that's good right there. That's good. Thank you.
There you go.
All right, second half of the Dudes Like Us podcast. Thank you, Chuck. It's May 6th, and we've got an Advent bourbon whiskey that we've unveiled. Thank you, Mr. Jeff, coming back from the bourbon
trail.
The bourbon trail.
This is a rare.
It is.
Did I tell you that this is a rare?
Yeah, you've said it. Rare.
It's rare.
You tattooed it on your arm.
I did. It's on my forehead.
But we can't talk about it yet.
No.
We got to keep our listeners just kind
So
of
tasty.
just waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yep. All right. Well, it's Dudes Like Us. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
And we've got a jam-packed second half. We actually, I think we have too many topics we're going to be talking about. So there's a list, which I don't want to tell them what the list is, but there is what should we tell them?
What list?
The list we're going to go down. The top 10.
Oh.
You want to jump right into that?
No, I'm not saying we need to jump right into it, but I'm just saying there's a list we're going to be jumping into eventually.
We can tell them what it is, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go to the top 10 sitcoms, I guess of the 70s, 80s?
70s and 80s.
Yeah.
I think that's what we got.
It's the stuff that we grew up watching.
Correct.
Yeah, just kind of the cool
So there's-
things.
yeah,
I'm curious if
nostalgic.
if all of us have watched, because I haven't seen the list yet. I wonder if all of us have watched all of them or have just heard of them.
Right.
I mean, 70s to 80s. You got to think what sitcoms were out in the 70s, what were in the 80s. I mean, the 80s, you had Three's Companies, and and can we sing all the titles? Can we sing all the theme
Ooh,
songs?
That's a challenge. We can try it. We can hum it. We can probably hum it.
I don't know.
I mean, some of them were black and whites in the 70s.
Like, I know there was a big one. I don't
Really?
know the list yet. I'm not
Oh,
looking, but there's one back in the day called Soap.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
great.
I never watched it.
Billy Crystal.
It had Billy Crystal in it. Yeah, Bill Crystal.
Bill Crystal.
Yeah.
William.
Yeah, William Crystal.
We had the
Willie.
there was a
Willie? Really?
Willie Crystal.
Willie. It's back when
he was gay in that show.
Yeah, I
wasn't he?
believe so. I think that was a kind of a controversial thing back then.
To be gay in a show.
Named Soap.
What's his name? Soap?
Soap and a Rope.
Oh,
No, you never seen the show Soap?
I've never seen
haven't.
it.
No.
Yeah, I've never
Bum,
seen it.
bum,
I don't.
bum, bum,
I don't even know the.
bum, bum, bum,
I don't know the premise of it either.
bum,
I don't either.
bum,
All I know is
bum, bum,
Willie
bum.
Crystal's in it.
Is that where Benson came from?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a spinoff.
tons of spinoffs, man. And the mother-in-law, or the she had such a nice the redhead. Her boobs were so beautiful.
Wow.
Really? She's like,
She was very juggy.
isn't that the mom from
very
Who's the Boss?
jugacious.
That's the mom, or the grandmother, I guess, from Who's the Boss,
Yeah, sounds right.
I believe. Anyway,
Interesting. All right, we'll have to talk
Jessica
about that.
Tate.
we'll get to that. What's your name?
Sorry, the character's name, Jessica Tate. Catherine Hellman.
Catherine Hellman. And you like her jugs, you said, huh?
Yeah, well, they're nice.
That's what she looks like today.
I mean, I don't know. I think she's dead, so.
That's a great way to erase a really positive memory
Yeah.
is to show them now.
I think that's it. Well,
Yeah, she died in 2019.
yeah. Oh, wow. She was 90.
Oh, I know exactly who that is. She's on Everybody Loves Raymond. She's his mom or somebody's.
No, that's not her.
No.
No, she is.
No, it's not her.
It is.
It's not her.
She's an older character on that show.
Did she die on the show?
Well, she may have been Raymond's wife's mom, maybe.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I've never-
I've
she's
never
a
seen
mom
her,
on
though.
that show.
I have never watched that show either.
Everybody Loves Raymond?
Yeah, I never watched
Oh,
it.
God. That's one of my favorites of all time.
No, she's in True Blood. Interesting. Is she a vampire? She a vamp? Anyway, we'll get into the top 10 according to, I don't know what Chuck found, 70s. And we'll talk about others if it didn't pull up where I think. And we'll have some disagreements, I'm sure, because some of these top 10 lists we find are just
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
funny.
Some of them are horrendous.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, we didn't get to any politics last time, and there's a couple of things. It's kind of interesting.
Didn't even notice that.
Yeah, we didn't talk about any, I don't believe. But what I found interesting, this is one of the topics I brought up, is, and I don't know how realistic it is to revamp Alcatraz. Trump's mentioning Alcatraz to put all these.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just being Trump, trying to pokes the bear or something like that.
I think he's envious that he doesn't have a supermax prison, kind of like El Salvador does.
Don't they have one in Colorado?
Maybe, but you know the one I'm
Like
talking about.
Leavenworth?
No, not Leavenworth. There's one in Colorado where the Unabomber is, the shoe bomber, the Timothy McVeigh's guy, Terry. He's there. That's where they keep the worst of the worst. It's the, I think that's a Supermax.
No, but what I mean is like something iconic. He's always bigger, better.
Yeah, 80X,
right?
80X Florence.
I mean, because that El Salvador prison is pretty impressive, right? It's out in the desert or something. It looks all like military barracks, like it looks all military, right? And so I think he's just wishing he had something fancy like that to send people to.
I don't think
here
that's
in the
what it
United
is.
States. So.
I don't think that's what it is at all. I mean, what is the goal? Is he going to be sending illegals there?
Well, he didn't really say. He goes, the worst of the worst will go there. Because it'll be the best because
Right.
there's sharks and
Yes, he
this
wants to
and that.
restore it to its supermax glory.
Yeah.
Well,
right?
why not? It's just sitting there collecting dust.
well, I think
It's a
it'd be
valuable island.
I think it would take a huge amount of money
Huge
to
amount of
redo
money.
it. Because
Uh,
have you been out there? It's been out there. Julie and I took the tour. Fascinating, and
It is.
it'd be terrible to lose that ability to go visit and see
Yes.
the history. Because
It's a cool place to visit.
It is. It's very, very cool.
It doesn't seem. I mean, when you talk about a vast amount of money, I mean, like $1 billion.
Well, that's why they closed it. Because back in the 60s, they were going to need like $190 million to renovate that place. Because for one thing, it corrodes very quickly because of the salt water. And so it's constantly needing upkeep and all this kind of shit.
There's no direct way on there except by boat as far as supplies.
Well, they need to start making the buildings out of like NASA style plastics.
And someone, I don't know if this is true or not, do they have direct sewage line off of those things?
It's just
I
dump-
doubt it.
I doubt it.
So they're having to boat their sewage off.
Pump that sewage.
Yeah.
It's illegal to dump it in the ocean.
Sure.
Especially
It's
in
in San
California.
Francisco,
It's
California.
Yeah, no shit.
It's frowned upon.
Yeah.
Right. No, but I mean, they also said it was extremely expensive to have to boat everything back and forth, all the supplies and all the, and all the correctional officers and, all this kind of stuff, right?
And I like my Supermax prisons to be able to not be escaped from. Right.
I think there'd
Well,
be a better option. I think they need to put it in the middle of Death Valley. Just build something so that if someone escapes, they're going to die. There's
Right.
no way you're going to get out of that place.
I still don't understand
Start
what
from
the angle is. I mean, you guys are thinking he wants to put or redo or make a prison for prestige. That doesn't make sense.
No, I didn't say that.
I mean, it's kind of what you alluded to.
I just think that Trump is always, he loves the big flashy headline type of stuff.
It doesn't make sense. What does this say? What is the reason Trump wants? Most notorious. He said so. CNN. Trump wants to reopen one of America's most notorious prisons, but it doesn't say why.
So no longer will we tolerate these serial offenders who spread filth, bloodshed, and mayhem in our streets. That is why today I'm directing the Bureau of Prisons together with a few others to engage and rebuild Alcatraz to house America's most ruthless and violent offenders. And again, I thought a lot of those were in the 80X Florence, but maybe those are even extra special in there. I don't know.
I mean, it's notorious, right? Alcatraz. Everybody talks about Alcatraz.
Well, you remember the movie Escape from Alcatraz with
Right.
Clint Eastwood?
Right.
That was one of my favorite movies growing up.
Right. I
watched
mean,
it a bunch.
it's iconic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so when you talk about restoring that to its full glory as a supermax prison and, in Alcatraz on an island, I mean, it's got oh shit, I'm going to be sent to Alcatraz? Fuck.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I
guarantee that's feeding into what Trump's wanting to do.
I think once they El Chapo was an 80X. I think once they get an estimate, they go, yeah, it's going to be $10 billion
Exactly.
to do this.
Exactly. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can no, if we need more supermax prisons, and we need to build one or,
right.
then let's build one somewhere, like you said, in Death Valley or something. Let's build one. I mean, but it's got to be economically feasible, right?
Right.
So I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I I don't see it happening. I think it's going to cost too much. I think they should start from scratch and build it. Find a place that is just as inhospitable.
You mean like Houston?
Yes, at Huntsville.
I was thinking downtown Chicago or the south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, Cabrini Green.
Who
Or
knows?
Why not put one? Well,
How about Dearborn, Michigan?
Yeah.
Well,
that'll work.
part of the reason why it's so hard to escape is the waters are so cold and it's shark infested.
Right.
So you're like, if you swim, you're going to get eaten by a shark.
Well, 3
potentially.
made it out alive.
Did they?
I think so.
Clint Eastwood?
They never
Yeah.
found him.
Yeah, well, they found their tattered clothes though.
Yeah, with shark bites out of them. You get
I don't-
shredded. That's what Trump said.
Yeah.
The other
I don't
day.
know.
Did he really?
They
Yes.
must have been good swimmers, but I don't know.
Did he really say that?
Oh, yeah. It was like
that's hilarious.
shark bites out of them and everything.
I wouldn't have swam across that.
I would have stayed in the boat, right? Instead of going the shark.
I would have negotiated and made a deal.
My God.
Yeah,
Oh,
Trump talking
that's
about how he went to one of the numerous whatever the meetings, not meetings, but the press conference things,
Mhm.
and he's they're saying someone brings up the fact that there was a picture of the Pope produced where with his face on it.
Right.
You know.
Oh yeah, AI. Right.
Yeah, of course it's AI. And he's like, I didn't do that. You know, it was a great job, Melania. Thought you thought I was cute, and then he started with processing. I said, but I guess I couldn't be married then. Now could I? Oh, I don't think
He's-
I'd like that.
God, he's such a jokester. And then he posted on the official White House or on social media on Truth Social.
That right there.
Yes, and so that just made the liberals go apeshit crazy. I
So
mean,
he posted that.
dude, he is the ultimate troller.
You know,
man.
he just chuckled. He went send. Post.
He is the ultimate troller, 100%. It's just great.
Yeah, they just buy it. Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah, and they just
There
know
it is.
Whatever, man. I mean,
because it's funny.
I've also seen a meme because you know how they do the white smoke. I saw one with orange smoke coming out of it.
Oh, right. God, people are so. I got to give credit. These people are so.
yeah, I think
Talented.
that the May the 4th they built him up as a badass Jedi Knight, but he's got a red saber. That's
Right.
interesting.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
what
gonna say
everybody
he's
said. Don't you
Sith.
know what red sabers are for?
That's the Sith.
You think that he would have?
It should have been blue.
He should have run that by a nerd or something, you know.
Well, I
Or
don't think
geek
he
or-
did it. I think that was somebody did that on purpose.
No, I think the official White House did post it.
Well, they may have posted, but they didn't make it.
Ooh,
Right.
Jabba.
Maybe.
Jabba the Hutt.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Oh, look at that.
God.
Stormtrooper.
Jabba Jabba.
It's so impressive what these people are doing, though, with all these clever posts and memes and this and that. It's just great.
I mean, if you pay enough money, you can buy the AI programs, and they can do
all that.
anything. I mean, it's
Yep.
I don't know. The
The
AI is
free-
pretty impressive.
The free ones I've played around with the free graphics generators. They suck.
do they suck?
Yeah, they're.
Well,
not,
yeah,
they're
they want
not
you to
there.
pay.
Yeah, you go there and you're saying do this, and it's wrong.
Well, you tried to come up with pictures of like the dudes like us.
Oh yeah, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was like there were so many errors in it.
Yeah, like 3 guys sitting around a campfire drinking bourbon, and they're like 6 glasses and 18 arms.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, it was
it was
just,
stupid.
yeah, it was really bad. It's
So
funny.
They're getting better.
yeah, this was well a year ago I did that, so maybe they are getting better. I don't know.
Sure.
That was
but,
still funny though.
but the whole Alcatraz thing again. If
I
he
don't get
does
what
it,
the angle is.
yeah, I again build something from new because it'd probably be less expensive
Oh, for
in the
sure.
long run, or maybe just as much. But
Yeah, plus
Uh,
you lose a little history that you can
That's
go
what I
out
mean.
and see,
I don't
you
care
know.
about that. I don't care about the expense, and I don't care about the history. I really don't. It's just it doesn't make sense. I wouldn't make it an if you're going to take that island and do something with it, make it into something else. I mean, make
no,
it.
I think the
Like a
history's
Cheesecake
cool.
Factory?
Cheesecake
Whatever,
Factory.
man. So, I mean, just
Ghirardelli's chocolate.
something. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, put some. Make it a zoo. I don't know.
Well, the point isn't to do something productive with the island. I mean, that wasn't his angle. Is like to it was really just to bring
I know
back
that's not his angle, but
Yeah.
that's my angle.
Oh,
I mean,
okay, I
I
got
think it's. I think as a life experience to go there and see all the stuff there has a lot of value to it. But I think there's probably more value to that real estate than that.
Yeah.
I don't see it. To me, it doesn't make sense.
It's a fascinating prison, though.
It is. It is. This was cool. It was very cool.
I mean, what was so fascinating about it?
It was just
The big buildings, the big bars.
no, you walk through all the cells. You see where the famous people were. You see where
there's a lot of history,
the
man.
Birdman of Alcatraz was, and Jimmy Hoffa.
And you see the prison yard with the high walls.
Oh
and
yeah, it's just cool. I mean,
it was cool.
But you can see those anywhere.
not Alcatraz.
yeah.
Well, you see a quote unquote prison with high walls.
You
and
can't
cells.
tour it. Where are you going to tour that? With
Well,
the history
I'm
of
just-
Alcatraz.
I get it, for the nostalgia of it, but to me, it doesn't have value.
It does to me
It
because
did to me too.
Yeah.
It was a really neat tour that I took.
yeah, it was very, very cool, and I'd recommend it.
Maybe
Sean
get
does
a
not.
maybe get a 3D rendering of it, and that way people can visit anytime they want.
It's not the same.
Put on
It's
some
not.
It's not
VR
the same.
goggles,
It's not the
and
same.
you can do anything.
You take a ferry out,
Yeah, it's a cool day trip.
yeah, and you walk around and you say Nicolas Cage was here and it's Sean Connery.
Yeah,
Yes.
You know,
absolutely. That was all real.
yeah,
What was that gas that they were trying
the
to?
ZRX gas or
Yeah.
something like that, ZX gas or whatever, and the green balls.
You know, we make fun of that movie, but that scene where they pop out of the bottom into the bath area or the shower area, and all the guns were pointing down, and they were pointing. Dude, that's one of the most intense scenes from a movie that's
Yeah, that was
out
good.
there, man. And they were like, "Hold your fire, hold your fire!" And then don't they all kill each other? I mean,
I
well,
think so.
well, at least the guys up top kill everybody that came out, man.
Yeah.
It was, oh man, that was an intense scene.
Speaking of
Good movie.
movies, I watched one today called Warfare.
Okay,
I recommend it.
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
A movie.
I recommend it. I don't think it got. Steven told me about it, and I was like, "Well, what is this?"
Like
So
it's still in theaters, right?
I don't know. I watched it
How'd you
today.
watch it?
I watched it today. And it's about a team of SEALs, I believe, over in Afghanistan or Iraq, Ramadi, Iraq. And the story, there is no plot. You don't know what their mission is.
you're just following them.
You're just a day in the life of these guys.
Damn.
And they're in this house hanging out, and the locals find out they're in there. And in about 25 minutes, 30 minutes in, it goes sideways. And it's
And so they're
intense.
basically fighting for their lives.
Yes. And there's no music in it. Actually, at the very opening scene, there's music. But outside of that, it's just silence, them breathing and talking and doing all kinds of shit. And it's
So it's a
intense.
little
It's
Black
based-
Hawk Downey, you know.
Oh, it is. And
What-
it's
Oh, yeah,
and
because
Them against
they're-
everybody.
it's based off of true story,
Damn.
because they show one of the guys at the end, and anyway, I'm not going to say it, 'cause I highly recommend it. It's
Yeah,
very, very,
very cool.
very well done.
And you say it's in the theaters right now?
I don't know.
Yeah, I want to say it was just released. So
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. I'll try to remember that.
So how did you see it, Jeff?
Yeah.
I went to the theaters today during break.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah.
It's still in the theaters, like I said.
Interesting.
I recommend it.
Yeah.
I would have gone with you.
It was at Cinemark.
Released April 11th.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. See?
It's been 3 weeks. It's fair game.
You know what? A movie like that would probably be better to go see at a movie.
Oh, for sure.
Some of them are, you know.
This would almost probably be a really good one to see on IMAX.
I miss going to the movie theaters. I
do
mean,
too.
yeah, I think I'd miss that whole era. You know, when a new movie comes out, the excitement, going to the, before it just got off the charts expensive. It just,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It did.
it is. It's just like,
Yeah,
it's
you
just-
get
yeah.
a couple drinks in a box of popcorn or a bucket of popcorn, and it's $60.
yeah, it's like going to a sporting event. Go ahead.
And movies got stupid too. I mean,
Yeah, it
Oh,
wasn't-
that's true,
yeah,
too.
The movie all sucked.
The
Yeah,
quality
you're
of the movies has just gone downhill. Well, somewhat. I mean,
for the most part, they're stupid. There's some that shine, right?
right.
This one, I would have, I would go see this in the theater.
Yeah,
I don't know
cool.
who I'd go with. Maybe you guys. right?
Yeah, that'd be cool. We should do it.
Yeah, I don't think the wives would like this. Like I
Oh,
said,
no.
it's intense.
Yeah.
It's graphic and gory
Yeah,
because it shows what happens to bodies.
yeah. Trying to
when shit
be
goes sideways.
trying to be realistic in warfare, man.
Yeah. It's well done. I highly recommend it. Not huge actors in it.
Right.
There's a couple you may recognize, but it's again outstanding. It was really well done.
Very cool.
and it's called Warfare 2025.
Yeah.
right?
It's only
Just-
an hour and 35 minutes.
Yeah,
too.
it was a quick movie. It was just warfare.
Yeah, I would mind. the thing, like it's like going to a ball game. I mean, tickets are X amount of dollars, and it's kind of like, and people may get a little frustrated or disgruntled, or be like, look at him, he's smuggling shit in. I don't care.
Right.
I hear you.
I'll bring my little satchel, and I'll bring some snacks in and beverage.
I think the last time we went, it was like a buffet. I mean, it was
hell,
just,
dude.
nice.
I've went all out.
Burgers and tacos.
I have done that before. I mean, we went to Taco Bell, and I bought 52 different burritos and tacos for a group of people.
Right.
Bring the kids and their friends and stuff, and we show up, and I've got a backpack full of pop, and
What, in the movie theater?
in the middle of the movie theater.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
And then and I've been known to bring a couple bottles of wine, and you hear the corkscrew going in there, and you hear the corkscrew in, and then you pull the cork out, it's like, and it was so loud. It was at a quiet moment, and everyone's kind of like, oh, and then you hear glug 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 glug.
I remember when I was working at the theater, this guy came out. And he, he was in between all the like it's quiet in the lobby, right? He came out all pissed off. He goes, "Somebody is eating McDonald's in there," and I was like,
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, okay. And he goes, "Well, it's smelling up the whole theater." Like he was angry because he wanted some, right?
Go get me some.
Yeah, he was like, "I can't buy that. I can't bring it in, and you're letting them eat in there, and we're smelling it."
Well, they may be done.
Yeah, what do you say to that?
How do I know what it is? They can be done. Who ate it?
So you need to throw that up right now.
Yeah. Just breathe through your mouth so you don't smell it.
It was so dumb. I mean, I was like, really? You're going to complain about this?
Oh, it will stick up the whole thing. You open up that hamburger and the onions.
Oh, yeah.
And everything.
Oh, it's a wonderful aroma, though.
Yeah,
It is.
and it was a matinee movie, right? So it was like it's like a Tuesday afternoon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, though, Paul, you taught me something, and I'm a huge fan of it. I try to use it every time I remember, is getting the closed caption little thing that fits in your cup holder.
Oh, well, I have to because I don't know what the hell they're saying.
No, I think it's great. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a free thing, and people kind of look at me, and I'm like, what are you asking me? It's like, you guys have a closed caption thing. I love it because I see a bunch of things that I never hear before.
Yep, it's true.
You can do that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's a little thing that's
A
got
screen?
a twisty thing, and it sits on the
I'm
cup
getting
holder.
that for my wife for sure.
It's in the cup holder, and
Okay.
you just rearrange it, and you put it right below the big screen, and it's badass. I do it every time.
Yeah, they have. They actually spell out the words, the closed caption, and it has a little sound. Or
They spell out the words.
they spell out
They spell out the words?
No, they spell
Wow.
out the sounds. And
Boom! Pow!
Yes.
yeah,
wishing
I'll tell you
sound.
what else?
Kerpow!
Like we're watching
That's
an old Batman movie or something.
That fucking fucked me up. I can't
Blam!
think now.
Oh my god!
No, whatever.
That's funny.
No, it's fun though, and I enjoy it. So I'm glad you showed me that,
Yeah.
and not a lot of people take advantage of it. Hardly
Well,
anybody does.
I think did we go see Midway and I got that thing and you guys were like, what is that? What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's where the second time I've heard the glug 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 because Paul was pouring
Oh,
Jack
my
Daniels straight into his cup.
No.
No,
It was
those-
Evan Williams 100 proof.
It was
Oh.
bottle and bond, and
Which
we
I-
drink
which I
3
can't-
times stronger than that
Oh
now.
my god, that was awful. That was an awful experience.
Yeah, I remember.
Is that
I
when
was
we got thrown
so-
out of Kelly's?
Well, because of Paul.
Because I'm hearing impaired and I was passionately talking about stuff like this podcast.
Jesus.
And you
No,
guys did
you're gonna
nothing. You guys didn't fight for me at all. He's
You're
like,
going to have to leave if
Yeah,
your friend
yeah,
can't
he's-
Well, did you
quiet
see
down.
yourself? You were a fucking maniac.
Oh,
You
what-
look like a goddamn Muppet from
whatever.
Sesame Street.
You're like, we're sorry. He's a tard. We're going to take him home. Instead of, oh, I'm sorry. He doesn't know how loud he is. He's hearing impaired.
that was the night I fucking went straight home because we got home like 7:38. I fell asleep, maybe a little later, and I fell asleep. I woke up at 11, and I didn't have my phone. I left
It
my
was
phone at
late.
Kelly's.
It was very late.
No, because I went back and picked up my phone 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
Did you really?
Because we left
I
it there.
drove you there, didn't I? I think you
Oh, I
called
don't know.
me.
No, I think I drove because I
Oh,
was
did
still
you?
drunk.
Great.
Hey, look, I'm not proud of it, but it happened.
Oh, that was a shit night. Anyway. All right, so what are we talking about? Oh, other movies that are out right now? Anything?
I don't
what is that?
recognize a lot of these.
Thunderbolt.
I
I
know
don't know what that is.
That's the
What-
new Marvel movie.
Right,
Yes.
and they're
Oh.
renaming it to the new Avengers. Right?
Why are they renaming it? Why would they do shit like
Because it's a marketing ploy, but basically they're trying to reintroduce Avengers into the into people's minds so that they associate it with the big hit that was Avengers, but they got these other guys that are the Thunderbolts that they want to make into the new wave of the Avengers. They're building up for more Avengers movies, basically in the future.
They're
Secret Wars is going to come out.
Well, they're bringing back all the old.
Doom is
old
going to come out. Doomsday, I think it's called.
Yeah. Well, they've got to. They got no choice. I mean,
Well,
all they
Dr.
do is
Doom.
they run on the coattails of these pre-existing storylines that
know.
they already have. Come up with something new. Come on,
Dude,
Well-
how has Hollywood gotten so
They're not.
uncreative?
Well, I know Stephen and Kevin
COVID.
saw this, and they said that it had nothing to do with the previous movies. Yes, it's in the Marvel universe, but it's
It's a standalone.
it's a standalone. They
Yeah,
don't.
and that's
address
okay.
it. They don't.
That's
address-
okay. I'm
Is it any
okay.
good? Is it any good?
I don't know.
I've heard mixed.
What's the
it's
ratings
not,
on it?
After finding themselves ensnared in a death trap, an unconventional team of anti-heroes must embark on a dangerous mission.
Isn't that Suicide Squad?
yeah,
Sounds
it's
like
it's very much like Suicide Squad.
Right.
I wonder what the ratings are.
I'll call it up here. So it's got a lot of guys that you've seen before in other, like Black Widow's sister.
7.7. That's pretty high.
It's not bad, right?
Yeah.
It's got Winter Soldier in it, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus from
What about-
Seinfeld is in there.
What about
That's-
Rotten Tomatoes? Is one that I use.
I don't.
lot.
I
Yeah.
don't trust that at all.
You don't?
No.
Well, I was going to get you.
I
some
trust the audience
pictures.
score more than the
Photos,
critic
right.
score.
Well, you could be right there. Yeah. The reviewer score, the professionals.
They're
They're a
idiots.
joke.
Oh, they're idiots.
I don't know why people even really read them anymore.
I don't.
because they're hacks.
Yes, they are.
Well,
They're
whatever.
just looking for a reason to hate everything.
So, sometimes you just got to go out and watch them, get the experience. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's the way it is. That's because they got like with the Star Wars stuff. I mean, Jeff, you
94.
don't want to watch the I don't even know what the Acolytes.
Damn, that's a high rating.
If you don't like
right
it, you
there.
don't like
High
it.
rating.
If you like it, you like it. Whatever.
Those are really high ratings. 94% for the audience score.
That's pretty good.
I was going to think that this is like not a movie worth
The
watching, but
Thunderbolts.
maybe it
Who's
is.
that actress right there?
That's Pew.
Florence Pugh.
She does the full nude graphic sex thing in Oppenheimer. If you want to see her grinding on
Oh,
Peaky Blinders wiener.
dude, how weird that
hold
scene must have been.
Yeah.
A room full of old dudes, like in their suits,
Yep.
sitting at a table, and she was,
She was butt naked,
butt naked.
just screwing the shit out of him.
Well, no, yeah, and he had clothes on though.
I don't
She was-
think so. I think they were both naked, weren't they?
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
I mean, and it wasn't really happening.
It was a dream, wasn't it? Or
Yeah, it was
something
in
like
her dream, or she was thinking that, or something. Oh man, it was a very uncomfortable scene.
They didn't like AI that.
No,
No.
I don't think so. It's an extremely uncomfortable scene.
Yeah.
A great movie, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
but you
good.
don't really know that. I mean, it's a dream, so it didn't really happen.
Yeah, but I
It
knew
happened
that they
on
were
the film.
filming in that.
So you're
It
like
was uncomfortable for him to watch it
yes,
and to know that these guys are sitting there watching her do this to him
yes,
or to each other, I
in,
guess.
in real life because
Yeah.
they filmed the scene. It's just awkward. You have to watch it. It's weird.
Is Oppenheimer a good movie?
Oh, it's a great
Yeah.
movie.
It's good.
It's
Yeah,
a
Very,
great movie.
it's very long too.
Yeah,
it is a long movie. Einstein is in it.
Oh, I've seen that movie.
Yeah, it's got Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders guy.
Did you ever see that Summer? What the hell's it called? That one that Florence Pugh is in. Kind of a horror flick. She goes on a summer vacation to some Swedish or Dutch small little village, and they're religious. Summer. Click on her.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've heard of that one. I certainly haven't seen it.
There it is. Midsummer.
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 With an O and an A.
Yeah, Midsummer.
Oh yeah, that would have been impossible to find that.
But it's considered a good horror movie, but it's strange because it's like a cult,
Mm-hmm.
and these American tourists get pulled into it, and there's sacrifices
And they're not allowed to leave.
right.
Oh wow.
They make them part of this whole ceremony that happens every 10 years or something like that.
Right.
Basically, they kill all their old people.
Oh, okay.
Oh, kind of like Logan's Run.
Yes,
Like Soylent Green.
Silent Green is people!
and they make them jump off these big cliffs and land on a big rock, and they show it all.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
neat.
Yeah.
Do they actually jump or do they get pushed?
They jump because the old people know what they have to do. They're part of this community.
Yeah, they're
We're
like,
old and we're a burden now.
so it's our time. Just like
Correct.
Soylent Green, they knew they were going to be. I don't think they knew that they were going to be turned into food, but if you turned 60 or 65, that was when you had to go up there and be, you're.
So when they jumped on the rock and they perished, I mean, did they do anything with the bodies, or they just let them pile up down there?
Well, they all stand around and watch
They just
as
left,
they do it.
but they just left the bodies down there for the.
I don't remember
The
what they
seagulls
did
to
with the
eat.
bodies. I think they burn them or bury them, or they may eat them. I don't know. I can't remember.
That is odd.
It is odd.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of the Vikings spoof on Prime, where the old guys were. I forget even know that. Maybe been on Netflix. I don't know, but that was a funny show. The old men, they were like trying to force them to jump off of cliffs, and the guy's like, I decided I'm not going to do this. I'm gonna back out. Because he's
And try to quietly walk away.
yeah. And like, no, you have to jump off it. You see, I'm charged with you to bring this group here to jump off the cliff. No, Helga and I are going to get back over to the community over here, and we're not going to do this. It was just freaking hilarious. Because the first one jumped off and he landed, and they were all looking at him like,
Yeah.
fuck that.
Right.
That looked painful.
I don't
Because he
think-
didn't die right away.
Well, that happened in the Midsummer as well. One of the people didn't quite die,
Oh,
Not
God.
dead.
and I think they had to go up and beat her head or something like that.
Nice.
Snow White
Yeah. No interest.
is a complete
Flop.
flop. It's been out for 13 weeks. Is that what it says?
So it's made $86 million. That seems like a lot.
No, it's not. It costs like $350 million to make.
I love it. Disney's so stupid, man. Why do they keep making movies that lose tons and tons of money?
Oh, it's been
Because
out
it's
for 46
not their
days.
money. They don't
46
care.
days, yeah.
Well, it is their money because what happens is their parks do outstanding.
Oh, they make so much money that it doesn't matter.
Their parks subsidize their movies and their.
That's what I meant by
and
saying
they're
it's not
Disney.
their money. I mean, it's not like the department's money. They just
Well,
they
it's the
pull it from
company's
other
mo-
things.
it's the company's
Are they getting
money.
funded or financed through China at all?
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
so.
Because doesn't China finances a ton of movies?
They do. Disney does their own shit. They're not like Tencent or whatever it is, where that's China company. When you see those movies, that's funded by China.
Like there's Tom Cruise movies, like Top Gun. There's a story where in the original movie Top Gun, they have all their badges on their flight jacket.
Right.
And they omitted certain badges because it was offensive to some of the Chinese people.
Well, sometimes they'll do that if they want to make money in China.
Yeah,
because
'cause
China will come back and say, we're not going to show this
Yeah, it's a
because it
huge
has
market.
this, and this.
It's a huge market in China.
Yeah.
So they have to be sensitive to, losing all that money.
Yeah. And Disney has bent over backwards. Actually, they filmed over in China before. Mulan, apparently like 10 miles from where the Uyghurs were being kept and enslaved.
Crazy.
They were filming like right next to that, wherever that camp was, apparently.
Lovely.
But yeah, Disney, they so when the park begin to go down, that's when things kind of go sideways
tight.
for Disney, right? Because their other ventures, the Disney app, the streaming app, is losing money.
right.
But still, I get that the parks can subsidize the losses, but the losses I'm hearing at hundreds of millions of dollars with
Oh, yeah.
every film.
Yep.
You can't sustain that.
Yep.
I don't care.
That's why their stock is going through the
Yeah, you just
tank.
you can't sustain.
And they're just making bad business decisions.
Yes.
The even the Disney movies that they're putting out. Not just that, but it's the gayness that
Yes.
they put in there. It's just the race baiting
Yes.
that they put in there. It's just
woke.
like, come
It's
on,
all the
man.
woke
you
shit.
just make it real. We don't care. Just make it real. That's like Hancock. Come on. They didn't do Hancock, the musical, but is it Hancock?
Hancock.
Hancock.
Isn't that a Will Smith superhero movie?
No.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What is the musical that's
Charlize.
what is the musical that has Jefferson and the
Hamilton.
It's Hamilton. Yeah, I
Hamilton.
misspoke. So Hamilton. It's just like, why are they doing this stupid shit? It's ridiculous. I would never go and watch Hamilton.
You mean why make it woke?
It's unnecessary.
I don't think it was woke.
But they're also doing
I don't
it.
know.
It's just unrealistic. You know, it's not realistic. I mean, why would you put black people in there? You know, why are we
I see what
having?
you're saying. It's not historically accurate.
Yeah, I mean, I just try to abide by some of this. They had other movies out there that just like the monarchs, the queens, and you know, the queen-
Bridgerton.
yeah, all that stuff.
You're talking about Bridgerton.
It's just
Yes.
like why it doesn't matter. It
because they're trying to like soften history. In
you know
terms
what
of-
they got to face the facts.
I don't know.
Well,
I
there's
don't know
also that the Oscar nominations depend on you having a diverse
Yes.
cast and crew, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, you're not going to even
Yes.
be considered.
You have to have
true.
there's
You
a-
have to
there's a
fill the
quota.
check boxes.
That's
there's a
very
quota.
true.
Well, that
And
all
it's
come
sad.
to a
It's
screeching
sad.
halt once once the people stop watching the movies, which
Well,
is
they kind of already have. So
well, that's my point.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, also Trump announced today or yesterday he's going to put 100% tariff on foreign-made films.
I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, I don't
mean,
know.
Ouch.
We got a lot of stuff that's made in Canada. We got a lot of stuff that
Made
I mean-
over in Europe, Australia, like
Yeah.
all the Lord of the Rings would not have been made.
Yeah,
That
New
made
Zealand.
in New Zealand.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with him on that one.
Well, they just film it at Grand Canyon.
Well, he wants it all made in the U.S. He wants to make Hollywood great again.
There we go.
I mean, there's something to be said about that.
Well, you can't
It-
film
it-
everything in
No,
one
you
place.
can't. You
yeah, but
can't.
Hollywood's so expensive now. They
It
just
is.
go somewhere else, right? That actually subsidizes them. Texas wants to subsidize them. Georgia subsidizes them.
Yes, there's people
Yeah.
desperate to take on
Yeah.
that industry.
They'd rather film it there or in Montreal or
You'd be surprised
Columbia or
how
whatever.
much stuff is filmed in Vancouver.
Interesting.
Vancouver-
Now, is it because there's massive tax breaks for them?
Oh yeah.
Yes, massive tax breaks, and they can make that town look like any town.
Right. I know they film a ton of shit in Albuquerque, and that's why, because they're extremely friendly to.
Yeah, I think
the
Texas
movie
as
industry
well.
there.
Yeah, a lot of these states are learning, right?
Oh, with the
Come over here.
AI
Come here.
computer imaging, it's easy to build any backdrop now. You know, you can basically fake it.
But
You
you could tell.
Yeah.
You could still
Some-
tell.
I don't think it's there yet.
Yeah,
I don't
it
think
is.
they're ready to make a total transition to that.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
may
good enough.
get-
It
may
probably
get
will
there
be at some point.
at some point, but I don't think it's quite there. Because we watched. What the hell did we watch? Julie and I watched something, and I was like, "This looks like a video game."
Right.
You know?
It doesn't
Yeah.
have the same look.
Yeah, I was like, "This
Not on
is-
board with that.
This doesn't look quite right." What movie was I? What movie we watched?
Well, hell, it could have been Star Wars Andor, you know, and
Actually, I think it. No,
or maybe Rogue One. You know, when he runs in there and Princess Leia, that's a video. That's an AI.
it may have been Andor.
No, you were watching Red Shoe Diaries, the movie.
Could be. It could be. Those are AI boobs.
Remember those? Remember those shows
Oh yeah.
on Skinamax?
Oh yeah.
And you're trying to
What
watch
is it? What
when
is it?
The screen's all
Oh,
messed up, and
Yes.
you're
the
like
squigglies.
hoping it pauses on a
Sean
boob.
had a way around that though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
When that Tom Hanks movie
So did-
came out called
so
The
did
Red
Paul.
Shoe or something like that,
Rich,
The
man with the one red shoe.
I was thinking,
Right.
oh, there's going to be boobs. No, it's Tom Hanks with a violin.
You were so let down, huh?
Sucked in.
Yep. I was.
Yeah, that was so
When I was a
crazy.
12, 13-year-old or however old I was like, well,
Yeah, it was Showtime and Skinamax and
yeah, I don't think Skinamax exists anymore.
no, is
don't
it
think
not
so.
called Max?
Well, I mean,
No, no.
What's the
That's-
reason?
that's different,
Well,
huh?
Skinamax never existed as Skinamax. They just
Well-
called it Cinemax.
Well, Cinemax, I don't think is around anymore.
Or-
I don't think Cinemax is around anymore.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know either. It probably got folded into something else.
Yeah.
HBO Max, right? That they're streaming. They had to try to sell it, so they just became Max, and now it's got like everything conglomerated in there, and it's not dirty at all.
See,
Like,
I
there's
thought
nothing there.
it was a
Well,
merger.
Cinemax
of,
still exists. It's a pay television network. It's owned by Warner Brothers.
Yeah, it's probably the same.
so it's
The
So
same
it is still
ownership.
out there.
It's
Still out
owned
there.
by. Well, it's launched by HBO. Cinemax is
Discovery
launched by
and it's owned by it's owned by Warner Brothers.
Oh,
Discovery
it's part of
and
HBO.
That's what
offers
I
a
thought.
variety of content.
That's what I thought. When I saw HBO Max, I thought it was
Yeah.
a merger of Cinemax and HBO.
Yeah. So Cinemax quasi exists.
Okay.
It's blended with HBO now.
So their late night stuff is pretty saucy.
I mean, it
don't-
used to be.
I don't know. It used to be. I don't have HBO.
That's why they call it Skinamax. I mean,
I mean, but whatever. I don't even care. I mean, that's all Skinamax now.
What
Good
was
Lord.
what was the other somebody's diaries? Somebody's
Red Shoe.
Lady Chatterley's lover.
Yes, Lady Chatterley. That was another one. If that popped up, it was like, oh, you knew that one was good.
Or Emmanuel. That was another one.
I don't remember that one. Oh, wait a second. I think I do.
Mélodie d'amour chante le cœur d'Emmanuel.
Yeah, there's a bunch of those. That was a soft porn show from the Skinamax days.
Isn't that how pathetic we are as teenage boys? We're like, oh, okay, everybody's gone to bed. I'm going to sneak downstairs and watch Skinamax. That's so stupid, man.
It was.
I never
that's-
had that.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah, you did. That's what you did.
Skinamax didn't come out until we were living alone, living on our own.
No,
No,
it was
they had these movies. Emmanuel was from the
it was high school.
potentially late 70s through the 80s. There's a bunch of those movies.
Yeah, it was high school for me. So.
I haven't seen those. We grew up in Germany, and they had when they had
Well,
the
those
traditional
commercials
three.
had nudes.
Oh, I was going to say
True.
your toothpaste commercials
But
were all
we
nude.
got used to
Look,
the
and she puts
United
toothpaste
States
around her nipple.
Armed Forces Network, and so it was basically one channel. And yeah, they had some German stuff, but we watched some of it, and it took a while for us to, because we don't speak German, but we could understand after a long time. We understand some words. But when we got back to the United States, we're like, holy shit, there are a gazillion channels. And we were sitting
Right.
at the hotel. We got off the airplane. We go to a hotel, and we're in New Jersey, and we're before we went to our house. They were moving the furniture in, et cetera, et cetera. So we're at the hotel for like a week, and we argued over what channel we're going to watch to the point where my dad didn't buy cable until well after I moved out.
Oh, wow.
He was just like, I'm not buying it. You guys are a bunch of fucktards, and I'm just not buying it.
And you're fighting over everything.
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous. But back then, inside I remember it because it was the hotel room. They had a box, and it wasn't a dial. It was this little bar, and it moved left to right, and it was like 1 through 13, and then the VHF kicks in, and it's
Right.
14 through this, and then it's A through whatever. And you had a gazillion channels, and I was like, hey, cartoon. No, what this one? Oh man, and my dad was like, "Fuck that! You guys are stupid. I'm gonna go drink and fuck off."
We had the first one we had was a little set-top box that had these push buttons
Oh, yeah.
and then a little dial on the side. You go, just like you said, A, B, or C. But then the Cube came out.
Oh.
This was the Cube, and it was a box with a wire on it, so you could sit on your sofa and punch this thing a cube, and it was interactive. So you'd have these. There's the way it's supposed to work is there'd be these game shows that you would be able to participate in.
Oh,
So
yes.
you'd press a button and they'd
What
see
year
it.
was this?
This is the early '80s, probably. The
What?
Cube.
I never. Is that like through? What technology made that happen? How
It was corded. It wasn't wireless or anything. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
still, I mean, you go into a network.
Yeah, that made it back. So it'd say, we had 50% people get it right, and they didn't say, Jeff, you got it right or anything like that.
Yeah,
it wasn't
it
that
was-
granular,
It
but
was space age innovation, man.
yeah, Cube Interactive TV. That's what it was.
Could refer to a few different entities based on available information, but it seems you're most likely asking about Cube, the pioneer. Hold on.
Yep, from Columbus, Ohio. So we were in Cincinnati. So
Interesting. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I
see
never
if
heard
the-
of it either.
see if there's a picture of it. It was a box. I don't know. There's probably 60 plus channels. What's it say on there? 30 channels. Later expanding to 4. I thought that felt like more at the time.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was great. And that's where it had all the MTVs. That's when all that shit started coming
Oh,
out,
yeah.
right? But there was only one show that I could find that I could participate in. It was like Bozo the Clown or something like that.
Right.
All right, friends, let's answer the question.
Oh Lord.
And it was it was
That is not
really
it.
MTV. That
I
was,
like the claymation one, the Davy. Hello, Davy.
what is
I
that?
don't know that one.
Oh man.
Was that a German one?
I saw a bunch of Germany, but no, it was a claymation. I don't even know the name of it.
I always thought the claymation stuff was creepy. But really the game changer was MTV, dude.
Yes, it was.
I mean, coming from overseas back to the United States and seeing MTV.
It was Davy and Goliath.
It's crazy.
You know what? Do me a favor. Pull up Davy and Goliath. I want a quick soundbite because I've done that voice a few times, and you guys
Yeah.
both look at me with the same freaking look at both times.
IP Chicken. That's it right there. That second picture. 100%, that's it.
Oh, that's the.
That's the cube. So you had 3 rows of channels and all those buttons down the side. And then you had the black buttons are out on the right. Those were the interactive buttons.
Jeez, amazing.
That's it right
how
there.
far we've come, man.
Yeah, but actually, that was pretty impressive back then.
Yeah, seriously.
You don't want to lift that.
78?
Yeah, that was early. I mean, we didn't get cable probably until early 80s.
That's pretty impressive.
1978. 1980s, 1978. So sitcoms back then were just crazy. You know, all those shows. I mean, you got like back then is the Jeffersons, but they spawned off of
All in the Family.
All in the Family.
Oh, the Family, yeah. And that was a show, again, that was from the 70s, and my parents didn't watch that, so I never watched All in the Family. I've seen some episodes, but that wasn't a show we sat down and watched together.
A lot of these I missed simply because I was overseas.
Oh, there we go.
Right. So
I asked Grok to list by popularity in 70s and 80s sitcoms, so I'm sure we've all seen
all of those.
All right, so
All
we're
of
starting
them, right?
from, top down to number
top
1.
down. Yeah.
All
So,
right.
so the top one is MASH, of course, which is great. I'd actually
You
start.
don't want to go in the other direction?
Okay, sorry, we're at the bottom.
We want to go shitty to
Well,
great.
All right, you want to start at 10?
Yeah, start at 10. Okay, now we know MASH is number 1, so we blew the whole game.
Way to go, Paul.
Yeah. All right, number 1 or number 10 is Family Ties.
Watch that. That was funny because he was
Michael J. Fox,
he was a Republican in a family of libs.
Right.
and it's Jessica.
Alba.
No, who's the sister?
Justine Bateman
Justine Bateman.
Yeah, she never wore underwear apparently.
and Tina Utters, right?
Okay. Good to know there, Jeff.
That was back in the day. That's what was being passed around school. She doesn't wear underwear, so of course that's
know
why
that.
you'd watch.
Maybe she couldn't afford underwear.
They're driving ratings with
She was
fake
an actress.
news.
That was total bullshit, I'm sure.
I'm sure teenage boy rumors.
All right, well, that was a good one.
Yep.
And it ran for 7 years, it looks like.
Yep. And then you got Taxi, which
Love Taxi.
I watched that. I watched it as reruns.
Right.
Probably when I was in college, and that's when I watched Taxi with
Only 5 years.
Yeah,
I never got into that one, but man, when you go back and look at how many people got their start,
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Danny DeVito,
Right.
The guy from
Christopher
Back to
Lloyd.
the Future,
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd.
Who's the boss guy? Tony Danza.
Tony Danza.
Tony Danza.
Damn.
And then you had
Mary Lou Henner.
Mary Lou Henner, who has a didactic memory apparently.
Oh, God, yeah.
Nice.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys say Judd Hirsch?
Yeah, Judd Hirsch
Judd
is
Hirsch.
another one.
Yep.
You got
Wait,
Andy Kaufman.
Andy
hold on,
Kaufman,
what,
yeah. Is
what would
Locke.
I know? The last one you said, Judd Hurt.
Judd
Judd
Hirsch.
Hirsch.
Judd Hirsch. It's the old. He was like the main star, basically.
He wasn't old back in the day.
But I would
Yeah,
recognize him.
I don't know.
Yeah, he played.
He's in a bunch of
on,
TV shows.
Independence Day. He was the father.
Yeah. He was Jeff Goldblum's. That guy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he was in a bunch of cop shows, right?
Yeah, he was in a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I totally recognize.
Is he still
him.
alive?
I don't know.
Danny DeVito was in it, but Danny DeVito's wife, Rhea Perlman,
Real
was on
Perlman.
it.
Yeah, he's 90.
He's still alive.
Oh.
Badass.
Wow.
Good for him.
So Taxi, yeah, I watched that one. Like I said, I watched it for a couple years, reruns. I think I probably watched all of them. And then the theme song was always a very, yep, going across the bridge,
Bum, bum.
the New
Yeah,
York
it was just
Bridge.
music, right?
And it was a good theme song.
It was good, clean comedy.
I've never seen an episode of it. Bits and pieces.
It was
here
a
and
little
there.
crazy, too, right? With Louis and,
I'd
Vodka
recommend you go
and-
back and
yeah.
watch a 10-pack of it.
I think
That would be badass.
I think 100% of it took place in the garage. I don't think they had.
I don't think they had another set.
I don't think they had any other sets.
really.
I don't remember them going to lunch or anything,
Yeah.
That's funny.
Let me see if I get that.
So 1978 was the very first episode.
There you go.
Was that like the recorder that you get in, like?
Yeah, it kind of
Kinda
is,
sounds
right?
like it.
Yeah, I had one of those. I think we all
may
had
have
one of
jazzed
those.
it up
didn't we?
later, but
A recorder. That's crazy.
Yeah, the dope ass little scene.
so 70s.
Oh my God, this is so 70s.
Jeff Conaway. Danny DeVito. I mean, he's still going on Sunny, right? You know.
Oh yeah, it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Tony Danza.
All right. That's good.
Yeah. So
All right, let's move on to the next one then. That was a good one.
that was a good one. Anyway, I enjoyed Taxi. And then Laverne and Shirley, that was a family one for me. We'd sit around. It'd be, and then
7 years.
we'll get to another one here in a minute, but it was always right behind another one.
It was a spinoff.
Yeah, it was a Happy Days spinoff, massive female lead-led hit. It was good. And that was a great theme song as well.
Big Jewy,
Another
Jewish, Jewish. I mean, the cast. You know, it's the beginning of the.
They're Italian.
But they may have been Italian, but that is
DeFazio.
that is where they're from, but it's not their religion. So at the very beginning, Shamil, Shabab.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Hassenbeck Incorporated.
There you go.
Yeah, there
That's
you
what I was
go.
getting at.
Oh, I thought you meant the people.
go.
No.
Give us any chance, we'll take it. With any room.
I'm putting this on my playlist.
There we go. They were just crazy.
And they
right?
worked at the bottling factory.
Yeah. At what was the beer company?
Oh, I don't know.
Like Schwartz Beer or something like that. Or
Penny Marshall, who ended up being a very renowned director, right?
Yep. And they had Lenny and Squiggy.
Yeah. Lenny was in Spinal Tap. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Interesting. I never watched this one either.
Yeah.
If you notice, these ended before I actually got back to the country, right? I didn't get back until like 1984 or 1985. And this ended in 83.
Yeah,
right?
we'd watch this every week, and then it got really dumb when they
Yeah.
moved to California.
So the beer company and the TV
Oh,
show
is that
Laverne
what
and Shirley.
Right. That's when they jumped.
It's called
Shark.
Shots Brewery.
Shots. Right.
Shots Brewery.
With a D.
Yeah, once they, I think both of them moved out there to California for some reason, and then I think one of them ended up leaving the show, and then it just went downhill. At that
Right.
point, it got really stupid.
And they kept trying to go with it, huh?
Yeah, I think we even gave up on it as a kid. As kids, we're just like, yeah, this is bad.
All right, this next one I absolutely watched, and it was a great show.
It was
The
good.
Cosby Show.
Yep.
And notice the years, right?
Yeah, it was
84 to
huge.
92.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was
Yep, we watched this one as well. It was good.
it was a good one.
It was a good show.
Yeah.
It was a
It's
cultural
crazy.
juggernaut.
I'm kind of wondering, how many women he took advantage of during that period.
I don't know. He did.
I don't know.
He was a serial rapist, really.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, somehow he got let off. But
Yeah.
anyway. All right, next one. Cheers.
Cheers. That was one of my favorites.
82
Yeah.
to 93. That's a really good
Yeah.
one.
Another great theme song, in my opinion. I think it's one of those songs that when you hear it, it brings back a point of time in your life.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of them that does that for me
Yep.
for some reason.
Now, did you watch it as a family, and that's why it brings back memories, or were you in
No.
college? Or?
No, I was in college, so I didn't start from the very beginning, obviously.
Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot.
Now, isn't it based on a bar that really exists?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out there in Boston.
Yeah. It's in Boston Commons, right there. You walk downstairs and walk into the bar.
And it's still iconic?
Still iconic. Still there.
It's a long
No
version.
kidding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's got
Hey, you better kill it because they'll
Yeah, they'll-
ding us.
They'll shut down the whole thing.
Yeah.
So you had Ted Danson as the main bartender / manager.
Yep.
And they had so many spinoffs on this. They had Kelsey Grammer, who played Fraser Crane.
Frasier Crane.
Fraser was
Yep.
another spinoff of this.
Yep.
Shelley Long was the original, one of the
Yeah,
originals,
and
right?
she ended up leaving, and then
Christy Alley took
Kirstie
over.
Kirstie Alley.
Kirstie Alley.
Oh, it's
that's
called
right.
Bull and Finch Pub, right there in Boston Commons.
Nice. Okay. Very cool.
Boston's Commons is a cool little park.
But they also had the original bartender, the coach. Died in real life.
Yep.
So they wrote him off. He died on the program.
Nicholas Colasanto.
Yeah, he was funny. He was a dumb old guy.
Right.
And then that's when they brought in Woody
Brought
Harrelson.
in Woody.
I was going to say Woody Harrelson. That was the face I was trying to get the
Yeah,
name for.
That's when he came onto the show.
Yep.
and
replaced
he had
him.
a successful movie career.
Yeah, well, he was good. Well, he
Oh,
was good on
so-
Cheers as well. He played an idiot. So.
Yeah, he was the
The
good
bar
looking,
back. I
yeah,
think he was
the
a bar
good looking
back or something.
dumb guy, right?
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, all right.
Then you have the duos. The guy sitting at the end of the bar. You know, John, it's Cliff Clavin.
Cliff Clavin.
Everyone likes Cliff.
Yes.
And Norm. And Cliff, you know.
always had
He's in your postal service for about 15 years now.
He's in every Pixar movie.
Yeah, pretty
As a
much.
voice.
Which one, Norm is?
No, Cliff Clavin.
The other one.
Then you had the bar.
Ratzenberger.
Yeah.
Right? John Ratzenberger.
John Ratzenberger. Then you had Harry Anderson, who would go in through the bar and he would do magic tricks at
Right.
Cheers.
The guy from Night Court.
Right.
Yeah. Then he didn't spin off into Night Court, but he got his role in Night Court, which
It's
was
amazing.
another.
It's amazing how many of these people got their starts, right?
Yep.
In all these shows, right? Super cool. All right, the next one's huge.
Yeah. Three's Company. 77 to 84, so it was on for 7 years, and I think this one jumped the shark as well.
Oh, yeah.
At the
Yeah,
end.
they tried to make it last. and
Yeah.
it wasn't working.
And great show. We watched this one as a family. Again, until it got dumb.
It got too raunchy.
No,
or
it didn't
just
get
got,
raunchy. It's when the ladies moved out and the Ropers came on because it was Don Knotts. What was his name?
Mr. Furley?
After Don Knotts? Oh, it was Roper. Oh,
The
Furley.
Ropers were after
Furleys.
Furley.
Yeah, the Furleys. I don't remember his name.
Yeah, so Don Knotts was on it first.
he was great.
And then the Ropers came on, and there was a spinoff called The Ropers,
Yes, that's right.
which I don't even think we bought into.
Norman
that one.
Fell.
So the original ones were obviously John Ritter.
Stanley Roper.
John Ritter and Suzanne Summers. Is that right?
Suzanne Summers and
Yes.
Joyce
Yeah.
DeWitt.
Joyce DeWitt.
Yeah,
They were the
started
original
off.
three.
Yeah, and then it really just kind of got silly after that because, like you said, it was like they replaced Suzanne Summers was wanting more money. They were
Right.
like, because imagine back then it was what, a 3-share. They had like 3 or 4 networks out there, and they would get a huge share of the audience, major endorsements, but yet
Right.
they were paying the women shit. She was like,
Right.
"Fuck off."
That's crazy.
And she held her ground, and I think it's great. She was probably one of the pioneers of women standing up
Right.
for
And
women's
she
rights.
ended up getting booted.
Yep.
She did, but you know what? She ended up still being successful.
And
Thigh
I-
Master.
Yeah.
It wasn't
the Thigh
as
Master.
good after she left. It
No.
wasn't.
No, it was not. She
That was
played
the
a really
beginning
good.
of the end of it.
She played a really good ditzy blonde.
She did.
Chrissy.
Chrissy, yes.
Yes.
All right, the next one again, I think is one I every day after school I'd get over to my friend Jeff Lund's house and we'd watch this, The Jeffersons.
The Jeffersons.
and we'd
I
sit-
saw maybe a couple episodes of it.
Wheezy.
Yeah.
Her name is Wheezy. The
Yeah.
great show. Funny. I think that what's his name, Sherman Helmsley.
Sherman Helmsley, yeah.
Was good, and I like the opening. The music is really good. The theme song, again, all these are good theme songs.
Yes. That's back in an age where theme songs mattered, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, but I think one of the most dynamic characters on there was their maid. You know, Florence.
Oh yeah, Florence.
That was funny. Oh, God bless. This brings back memories here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Louise and George, and then you had their friends, their sidekicks, Helen and Tom. You know, which was kind of a cool thing because you had a black and white relationship thing,
Right.
which I think
Yes.
was great.
Well,
Kind of tied it in.
Yeah, they said they covered all sorts of racing class issues.
Well, this was a
Absolutely
spinoff.
groundbreaking.
This was a spinoff of All in the Family.
Right. Because Jefferson was Archie Bunker's neighbor until they moved.
Right. They moved on up.
I see.
And I think he owned a dry cleaning place in the All in the Family. And they took that same premise.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And
Well,
mentioning All in
speaking-
the Family,
Speaking of,
that
speaking
is
of-
the next one.
And All in the Family, which is I never watched this one. I've seen.
Well,
I've
it
seen
ended
some.
in 79. So
yeah,
it was,
yes. So that was a little early for me
yeah,
to sit down and watch.
71 to 80, to
And
79.
And as a 6, 7, 8-year-old, I would not have understood it probably.
Right.
I watched a lot of it. And there's probably reruns by the time I was watching it. I thought it was fantastic. And, you know, Archie Bunker was freaking hilarious.
Hollywood. Boy, the way Glenn Miller played.
Songs that made the hit parade.
it's a little nails on the chalkboard, isn't it? I mean, just a little. But it's so nostalgic, though. It's great. I watched this a lot.
Did you?
Yeah.
All in the Family?
Yeah, it was just reruns, you know.
So if we were to watch it now, would it be...
But hold
I think it would
hold on.
hold
I hate
up. Would it
to
hold up?
apologize, but go ahead and turn it back up and back it up like 10 seconds.
Okay.
Because they say something. They right.
because we
Before that?
Listen what they're saying. No, right here. They're talking about these are the days, and then the next verse is not that.
This.
Girls were girls and men were men.
It's 76, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of stuff. Jeez,
Well, man, how far we've come now, right?
it's just an absolute nut. You know, you
Well,
could still be gay and be a man. You know, that's just like that's what I don't get. You know, these people are just and then meathead. I
It's-
mean, they are the epitome. The
Carl Reiner?
Sally Struthers and Rob Reiner.
Or Rob Reiner, yeah.
Yeah. They're just freaking knuckleheads. He called him meathead.
Meathead.
That's what
Yep.
he called him.
Yep. And then another one, Happy Days.
Oh, that one's
Number
huge.
2.
That
Number
one's
2.
huge.
I actually do have this theme song on my playlist.
Do you really?
It's actually the original theme song. Then they switched it to they created one specifically for it. So
At the 1, 2, 3 o'clock.
yeah, the correct. This is the
revamp.
the revamp. Yeah, the first one was Bill Haley in the comments.
Right. It's Rock Around the Clock, right?
Rock Around the Clock. Yep.
Interesting.
Nope. See, I'm not finding it, so
Yeah.
The original.
yeah.
Intro season 1. I bet that's it.
Or did you see it?
Right there. 74.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put the
this is-
coin in the jukebox.
Yep.
Record pops on. Starts spinning. There
it
you
is.
go.
Yep. Those are the originals. And this is where actually the term "jump the shark" came from.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's it. You're right.
Because Fonzie jumped the fucking sharks.
That's right.
Yeah, they went on
Yeah, you
vacation
guys had
and-
to explain that to me in a
Yeah.
podcast we did years ago.
Yeah, that's where the
Yeah, I
term
remember
actually
that
comes
now.
from.
Yeah, but I was surprised that there were some, Tom Bosley, Henry Winkler, Scott Baio. Those were really the only ones. I guess Pat Morita,
The original Owl.
Yeah, and he went on to do. Is that the same one that did Karate Kid?
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, and I guess Ron Howard. What a staple, Ron Howard. I tell you what, these earlier sitcoms that came out, Penny Marshall. She turned into a director. Ron Howard turned into director. It's kind of like when you get into that lifestyle, you learn everything about it, and why not? If you're an authority.
What did Potsy do?
Potsy, Anson Williams.
Anson Williams became a punchline.
Didn't end up doing anything, huh?
Well, I don't know.
Donnie Most.
Ralph Mouth.
He's 75 years old. It doesn't really say what he's done.
I don't know. I'm sure he's done something.
No, I don't see anything.
All right.
All
Last
right, well,
one
here
we've
you
already
go.
talked about is MASH, which is I think is watchable today because I've seen a couple episodes and they're good.
You know what sucks? We tried it. I had been trying to get Shelly to watch it. We started watching it and we just couldn't.
Can't get into it.
Nope, we just couldn't. I don't know why.
Well, maybe if I watched
tough.
from the beginning, maybe it'd be different. But maybe it was just clips that I saw, and I was like, I remember that episode.
Yeah.
And
Kind of a
we've
thing.
talked about this show before, not necessarily the show, but the theme
song.
of it, which it's pretty
Dark.
Yeah, and look at that. That's one of the original.
Well, it's based on a movie, which was really dark, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sad.
the movie was not a comedy. I don't believe.
Yeah, did you know it had lyrics?
Yes.
The theme song?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's
Very dark.
Sorry.
So the 70s sitcoms, they All in the Family, Mary Tyler Moore Show, MASH, Taxi, Jeffersons, One Day at a Time, Happy Days, The Odd Couple. You guys watch that?
No, never
Sanford
watched
and
that.
Son, Rhoda, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Never even heard of that
That's
one.
an HBO show.
And the Bob Newhart Show.
Right.
In the 80s,
Oh, I
it
love
just,
the Bob Newhart show. That was one that I did watch. The reruns of.
And I'll shout out to a bunch of the 80s here. The Cheers, The Cosby Show, The Golden Girls, Bob Newhart, Night Court, Full House, Roseanne, The Wonder Years, Family Ties, Married with Children, Quantum Leap, Silver Spoons, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Seinfeld.
Quantum Leap.
I mean, you're getting into the
I watched
90s,
that.
though.
I
No,
watched Quantum
well,
Leap.
it
That's
says,
not a
Fresh Prince?
those are all 80s.
Okay.
That's not a sitcom, though.
KRP.
Which one?
What about WKRP in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
I think that was in 70s. But-
78 to 82. Wow, that's only 4 years?
The Simpsons, Spin City, Sister. Can you
Yeah.
realize The Simpsons were on in the 80s?
Dude,
they
they've been
came
around
on. They spun off
Late
of,
80s, yeah.
30 years.
of the Lady
40
Show.
years.
They basically kicked off Fox as a broadcast network.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
were-
that's the only reason
They were
people watched them.
Oh, God, what was that lady's name? They were a bit on a TV show,
Tracy Ullman.
Tracy Ullman show.
Tracy Ullman show.
Yep.
They'd have like a 5-minute Simpson bit.
Yeah.
That's
if that. I mean,
Yeah, that's how they got started.
Matt Groening would animate it, and it would just be like, what is this? And then all of a sudden became a phenomenon, and they got their own show out of
And
it.
it's still going.
It's still going.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be the longest running show of all time.
I think it is.
Is it 40 years? 30 years?
Well, how long has
Yes, yeah.
Wheel of Fortune been going on? That's another one that's been on forever. And Jeopardy, that's another one.
God almighty. That's
Anyway.
insane. All right, we have to talk about a bourbon. We are almost at the end of
Yes,
our
we do.
podcast. We got to squeeze this in here.
So this is one like Sean used to call it, likes to call it from the Advent calendar.
Yes, a rare.
You gonna sing your song, Sean?
It's a rare.
I forget how to go. Damn it. I was typing something I forgot.
Did I tell you this was a rare?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a rare. So you pulled
yeah.
it up several times.
Many
What
times.
is it called? What is it called? Dabs, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans for
Only-
bourbon.
only
Only
drams.
Only drams.
So we are logging our only dram. I'm sorry, we're logging all of our whiskeys into only drams, and this one pulls up as a rare because it is difficult to get. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is terrific. This is terrific. This is terrific. It's
Yeah.
only 100 proof, but it comes in with a
It's
punch,
it's
a mouthful
flavorful.
of flavor.
It's flavorful. So this is a distillery only, and it's limited. So they didn't make a ton of them. She told me the barrel count, and I can't remember. It may actually say on there.
They said
Bottle
36.
Bottle 27 of 30.
27 to 30. Damn.
Yeah.
Does it have a high rye profile? Do you know?
I don't know. I can't read that on the back, so
Oh, God.
that's
there's
impossible.
No
to
way
read.
I'm going to read that.
But it's a Yellowstone. It's from Limestone Branch Distillery, and it's a Yellowstone single barrel toasted. Right? Did I get that right?
Correct.
Yep. That is
So when they
correct.
say it's toasted, well, I mean, they're all toasted. So what does that mean?
Well, they go into another barrel that I think is barely.
Yeah, it's finished
charred.
in toasted casks.
Yeah,
so it's not quite a char one?
correct. It's like really barely done, from what I understand.
So is it double barreled?
There's something.
yes,
Oh, so they do it a regular. I wonder what the original char is
We've got
because
some
it's
sort
got a
of-
nice hue.
It's got a floaty in
it's
there.
probably part of the cork.
It's
That was
cork.
me.
Yeah,
Part of
the
the
cork.
cork.
is a little frail.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, I'll see if I can find the mash bill, but I don't think it's on here.
Well, yeah. I mean, Chuck's having trouble even finding it
I
online.
can't find it online. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's not very many bottles of it out there.
I do get a hint, a lot of rye.
Well,
on that,
let's.
so.
I can't find it, so I don't have the tasting notes. So we're going to dive in with this. Let's do this.
Do we have our bourbon circle,
The bourbon wheel.
our mosaic?
Is limestone on there? It might be.
No, I mean the tasting,
The tasting.
Oh, the wheel.
the wheel of
tasting
fortune,
wheel.
The whiskey wheel.
the whiskey wheel,
Whiskey riot
All
wheel.
right.
the alcohol atlas.
The Whiskey Riot Taste at Home worksheet. All right, here we go.
So I've got. I mean, it's got floral notes to it.
What do I get?
I pick up. There's definitely a little bit of sweetness on it.
Well, for sure. It's got such a great taste. There's a light tobacco, a hint of mint. It's like a mint tobacco. You know, I don't taste the traditional stone fruit, as I like to say.
It's more like plum or.
A plum is a stone fruit.
Well, yeah, but it's not like a peach or But my point is, it's a darker kind of rich fruit, right?
yeah.
Like a raisin, maybe
Raisin, yeah,
a
that might be
currant,
it.
or a date.
Dates.
I get a little bit of butter. Not bad.
Like butterscotch or just butter?
Oh my gosh.
Because you don't like butter.
I could taste the hell of it.
It's
I almost sneezed,
It's almost
and
like a light spiced butter.
it forced me to taste a bunch of grapes.
Actually, if you do the bourbon chew, I can get some grapes on that.
Man, this is incredible. So for the folks out there that you're not going to be able to get this.
No.
Let's just put it out there. It's Yellowstone's a limited edition Yellowstone toasted barrels, 100 proof, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey finished in toasted casks. It's bottle 27 of 30. So it's a single barrel, and that's all we really know about it. And what was the sticker price on this? Ish.
It's on our spreadsheet. I don't remember.
It wasn't cheap, so it's probably $100, $120. I'm guessing.
I don't think it was over $100.
No,
I don't think so. Again, it's on the spreadsheet somewhere.
yeah. Well, that is terrific. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna give this because it's 100 proof.
It's 100 proof.
So it's in its own category, and in that category, I've got no choice but to give it an 8.5.
That's a little high for me. I think it's rich. It's got something in there that I'm not totally agreeing with me. I'm gonna go with the 7.3.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm not sure what it is, but it's not bad.
No, not at all.
7.3 is a high rating.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what we have in the 100 proof range. We have quite a few, actually. But I can't recall what they are. The early times. This is better than early times, I think.
You bring that up a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's 100.
Yeah.
And it's a really good bourbon, and it's cheap.
It's a fan favorite.
Yeah. I'm probably right around where Sean is. 8.4, 8.5.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoy this.
It's great.
It's got a decent finish. It's nice and oily. Whereas the one we had previously, I think, disappeared pretty quick.
It's got some legs on there too. You swish that thing around. Look how long those babies stand up.
Yeah.
That's still up there.
Yeah.
Real viscosy.
What do you think, Chuck?
I'll give it a solid 8. Solid 8. I like it.
Cool. All right. Well, look, it's the final of our second half of the Dudes Like Us podcast. I think we hit a ton of our topics. We enjoyed doing the doom scroll of the sitcoms of the 70s and 80s. I was thinking there should have been more. But
I was waiting for Debbie Carpy to be on there because we watched that.
It
one
was
every
11.
Week. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Which one you?
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh yeah.
With Bailey.
WKRP. We should
Lonnie
do.
Anderson.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Bailey.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bailey.
Oh yeah, I like Bailey too.
I want to do the all theme songs next time.
Oh yeah.
We don't even need to just. We're gonna play the theme songs and then we'll guess what it is.
We could do that.
I had a cassette tape of nothing but theme songs.
Wow.
That means we kind of have to face away while Chuck plays them. And you're gonna have to
Whatever.
do like this.
To get we're gonna
So we
guess
can
what
guess
show
the
they came
theme
from.
song. Yeah.
Everybody wears a sleep mask.
I literally had
Sleep
I had a
mask.
cassette of nothing but not game shows, but theme songs. It was great.
Nice.
Check us out on Instagram and Facebook, Dudes Like Us -podcast. And if you're looking for some swag, some Dudes Like Us -woodcraft, we got some fun stuff out there. Shout out to the Yellowstone, the Limestone.
Limestone Branch.
Limestone Branch Distillery in Yellowstone. Shout out to you, Jeff, for picking this shit up. Thank you, Chuck. As usual, Dudes Like Us, I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I am Jeff.
Stick around for a week or two, and we've got RD1 Spirits popping up on here.
Looking forward to
And
that.
Horse Neck.
Looking forward to both.
Shlabba-dabba-ding-dang.